Hey guys, it's Chris Fate with Cheat the Game coming back at you, and today we are going to be continuing on with the Final Fantasy Remake. We're going to go all the way through just to make our own cheat table, and as I continue on in the game, we're just going to see what we can find and just go on from there. So I don't know how long this is going to be, but it is quite fun and I'm enjoying it. So if you want to come along on the ride with me, I really appreciate it. But I hope everybody's having a very happy New Year. It just turned New Year's. Today is January 1st, 2022, and I hope it finds you well. What I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, and like I say, I have not played the remake. I played the original, but not the remake, but I imagine it being pretty similar to the original. But like I say, it's been such a long time since I played this that I want to go through it, and I'm going through it with you guys. I'm actually recording myself going through the game, and that's basically what I do. Is I just, when I find something I want to add to the cheat table, I start recording, and that's what I'm doing. So hopefully we can go through this together. Maybe I can condense it down a little bit. I don't know. It seems interesting. I'm just going to put it up here. But today we're going to be concentrating on items, and basically we're going to be doing it the same way that we did the health. And I just want to get a whole list of addresses, that would be for items also. And you can manipulate the numbers of all the items in there. And we're going to do it basically the same way using complex addresses. And it's real interesting. So please stick with me and let me go ahead and bring everything up. Hey guys, it's Chris Fate. I want to take a minute to thank Guided Hacking for sponsoring our channel. I'm sure most of you already know who they are, but GH truly is the best place to learn game hacking. Every question you could possibly ask has already been answered there at least a dozen times. When Ray bought the site several years ago, he read through every post and then designed a game hacking course which answers every one of these questions. His goal was to make game hacking as easy as possible without the need to constantly ask questions, and I think he's achieved that pretty well. The people that make tutorials there are very knowledgeable. It doesn't matter if you're a total beginner or a seasoned pro, they have tutorials for you. Guided Hacking has something to offer everyone. Games today are constantly evolving, so we have to learn to evolve with them. Whether you're interested in Android, Unity, Unreal Engine, or kernel drivers, they have tutorials on every topic. You can find my tutorials there as well as many other great game hacking instructors. All the closely guarded secrets most game hackers like keeping to themselves are available to you. Guided Hacking pulls the curtain back and opens the vault to let you in on all the treasures game hacking offers. Some of you may be hesitant because Guided Hacking is now a paid service, but you have to understand that GH is a massive educational resource, not a regular game hacking forum. If they took the Game Hacking Bible and put it on Udemy, they could easily charge $100 for it. Just a small donation of $5, you'll get access to all these tutorials, and that is nothing in the grand scheme of things. If you're serious about learning game hacking, believe me, it is a great investment. Rake and I met 5 years ago, and we've always done our best to support each other, so please check them out if you haven't already. I promise you won't regret it. Also, when you get there, make sure to tell them that Chris Fate from Cheat the Game said hello. Okay, I'm going to bring up my cheat table that I've got so far, and let's go ahead and get started. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and what I want to do is I want to have separate sections on here, so I'm just going to use one header as Cloud and one as Barrett, Cloud Stats. I like to have a header for each of them as they come along. So we're just going to move that to the top. Right here, we're going to put all the Cloud Stats up there, so let's bring it up. We'll put it inside the Cloud Stats, and what we're going to use this as an activator. Instead of a Cloud Lookup, we'll just call it Activate. Activate first. Or Activate for Stats. And I'm going to show you how also that, yes, even though we can do the math in our heads or use calculators and stuff like that, where you don't even have to do the math yourself, you can just have Cheat Engine do it for you and still get the addresses. So we're going to be doing that this time as well. So alright, so if you see, and what we're going to do here is, let's clean this up a little bit. We're going to add to, no, let's not do that. On here, let's group config, and we're going to hide children when deactivated. And on Barrett stats, we're going to do the same thing. This will clean our cheat table up just a little bit. There we go. And we can also change colors in here if we want to. Just kind of. And we can put everybody's stats in here. Let's see what we got so far. So, we can also hide children when activating. There we go. So, let's bring that up. And then we can bring this up, and you see it's already found our stats. So we can adjust our stats as we see fit. And here's Barrett stats. When we click on his, it brings all his up, and we can adjust them as we see fit. There we go. And make sure that you freeze these, or you're gonna run into problems. There we go. So now we have those. So what we can do now, you can actually close this out, because unless you put it that way, they're still on. See? So you can just kind of keep that for that way. But what we want to do now is items. If you look down in the lower left hand corner, we can mash for L for the command menu. If you take a look, we got items here. We got potion 17, ether 1. But you know, I'm willing to bet they're all going through one opcode. So we need to find that potion address. Well, real easy. 4-byte. We're going to do that first. And we're going to make something similar to this right here, what we have here. So what we need to do is we need to use it. So let's use it on Barrett first. Alright. And we're down to 16. Next scan. And we can get rid of the changing values. And I am using hotkeys, by the way. If you don't know how to set your hotkeys, come up here to edit settings and click on hotkeys. And what I normally use the most is I use, let's see, increase value, decrease value, changed, and unchanged. I set these to hotkeys. So you can do that yourself. It really helps, especially when you can't get back to Cheat Engine that quick. Alright, let's go back to the command menu. Let's look up items. We're down to 16. Let's heal ourselves now. And we see, take a look on the cheat table. When you mess around in the screens, it sometimes gets rid of value. So let's unchange value. So we only got 3 left. So let's go ahead and use one for cloud. Let's see which one changes. And take a look at the bottom one. Looks like this will be it. So let's find out what accesses this address. So nothing's accessing it at the moment. So the only time it's accessed is when we actually bring it up. We see that's accessing it at the moment. Let's go into the items menu. And now we see when we're actually in the items menu, we get another complex address. And remember, what we got right now is we got potions. So we know that R15, let's take a look, is containing our base address. So RCX would be the potion ID number. Remember, we learned that off the last lesson. So let's grab that item number, which is 3. We want to write that down. Let's go ahead and use comments and table extras. And we're going to put potion is 3. Let's find out what ether is. Let's close that. Let's go back to memory view. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the did I close it down? Oh, okay. I did. I closed it down. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. Alright, let's go to this address in memory. Let's stop that. We'll go to it in memory, and let's see if ether is going through it as well. And take a look. It looks like ether is going through it. And it's only being accessed when we're actually in that particular menu. So let's go ahead and add ether to the cheat table. And let's see what its item ID number would be. So let's find out what accesses it. It brings up that same complex address. And we see here that its item ID number is 6. So let's write that down. So we have everything we need as of right now to go ahead and get potions and ether where it will always find them. And that's what we're going to do. So now that we've gone to this location in memory, we can go ahead and get started just like we did the last time. So let's go ahead and do an AOB injection. And we're just going to call this P items for player items. Alright. Let me think for a second. And we'll go ahead and alex a new space to hold our items addresses, or for it to give us the base address for the items. And we'll just call this items. And we'll do 4 bytes. Now remember, we need to register as a symbol, and we need to unregister. And when you got multiple things in 7.2 and above, you can use the star. And also we need to dealloc. When you got multiple things to dealloc, you can also use the star. And it'll dealloc and unregister everything. That is a very handy feature. So let's go ahead and remember, when we alloc new space, we cannot put it below new mem or it will hook it to new mem. So we got to put it above it and we'll be okay. So items up here will be all on its own, and we're just going to put it at 0. And what do we want it to do here? We want to move the base address into items, which is being held in R15. So remember, here's the math formula. It's the base address plus the ID number times 8 plus OC. Well, right now all we really need to know is our R15 or our register, or excuse me, I'm sorry, our register symbol plus the OC. And we know our item's ID number times 8 will be what our address is for that particular item. And I'll show you how to use that. And you don't have to do the math yourself. Cheat Engine will do it for you. So for right now, we're going to put this items, or activate for items. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. And what we want to do, add address manually. And we're going to put, remember what our symbol was? Let's put it in brackets because we don't want the location, we want the value of what's being held at that location. The value of what's being held at that location is the base address. So items, and we're going to put plus OC for right now. And what we can do is we can just make a copy of that and paste it and move those both up here for the time being. We can put those as high children when deactivated. And we can change that color to like a blue or something. We'll change, for now we'll change that to blue just for some variety here. So we need to find this address. We know that this right here is potions. We know that this right here is ether. You can label them if you want to. But how do we find those? Well, let's go back to what RCX was. Remember, it was 3 for potions. But remember the formula. Let's go to the formula. This is the formula. It's RCX times 8. So we know that RCX right now is 3, but it's 3 times 8, which we know is 24. But let's say we don't like doing math, and we don't. And we'll go ahead and put it up here. So all we have to do is put plus, plus whatever the item ID number is, which is 3, star for times, and then 8. And take a look. That's potions. And we're going to do the same for ether. What was ether again? Take a look. We see ether ID number was 6. So let's do the second one. We'll go plus 6 times 8. Oops, I'm sorry. 6 times 8. There we go. And take a look. Ether. And we can change the value of those. Let's go ahead and change those to 99. And let's take a look. Let's go back to it and take a look in game. And as we get more items later, we can go do the same thing. We can just go back to this address, find out what item ID number is for whatever we want, and go put more addresses down here. Now, somebody was talking to me earlier about we can do a table just this having a drop down menu for Cloud, Barrett, and yeah, I see what he's talking about. I just don't see how to do it without doing a bunch of compares right now. So I'm just like, for now, I think on my cheat table I'm just going to keep them separate. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. But it's something I'm going to look into. You know who you are, and I will look into that later. So let's go ahead. Now, I know this is quick and easy, and as we progress through the game, we will get into more intermediate things. I know you pros that come here, this is nothing for you. This is basic stuff. But for you beginners, I'm trying to iterate how you want to find a game that is good for a beginner status, and this game is great for it. And it's also good to increase your abilities, to increase your knowledge, and it has intermediate things in it and also advanced things that we will be getting into later. It's got some not so easy stuff in it later, and I'm going to be showing you all that. Alright, so what we can do is we can go have some fun, especially with items. And what we want to do is maybe we can go and play around in the dissect data or the memory dump, see if we can find some more of our items without having to do searches on them. And somebody had asked me, how do you find Moogle medals and stuff like that? Well, this is a way you can try. I can't guarantee it works, but you can give it a shot, and that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and reattach the game to Cheat Engine. Or Cheat Engine to the game. There we go. And remember, it doesn't activate these things until you're actually in the items menu. And there they are. And what we want to do is let's right click on potions, and we're going to browse this memory region. Now you'll probably see it like this. So what you want to do is just right click on it, go to display type and 4-byte decimal, because these values are in 4-byte decimal. Let's go to the main menu and check our inventory. And he wanted to see if I could find Moogle medals. I don't remember what Moogle medals are. I ain't got that far in the game. I think it's something you can buy later, some special items later. You just collect them throughout the game. I've already picked up 2. But we can see they're right here, and I've got 2 of them so far. So here's how we can go find them. Let's take a look and see if it's around this area. What we want to do is look for 2s. And I only see 2 of them. I see this one here, and I see this one here. So let's change both of them to something different and see if it affects it. So let's change that one to 11. And we'll change this one to 22. Now let's go back out and back in and take a look. It changed to 11. So we know this one here is those Moogle medals. So this is something you can try. Usually, especially in these older type games, and even the newer ones, a lot of these things, especially items, are together in the same structure, and you just go play with values and see what you get. You never know. So we know here that this is Moogle medals. So let's do this. DC is bigger than 7C, so let's do this. Go to hex. We'll go DC minus 7C equals, well, that's the distance of 60. So let's just copy and paste this, the ether address, and we're just going to put plus 60 and take a look. We found Moogle medals, and it will always find Moogle medals now. And take a look, same address. So let's save that. And now let's see what else we got. We got a Phoenix Down. We got just one of those, so we got several ones, so we don't know which one it is. But hey, when you go play around with values, we risk crashing the game. That's what it's all about. So let's go change each one of these ones to something different and see what happens. Let's change this one to 11. We'll change this one to 22. Let's change this one to 33, and we'll change this one to 44. Is there any more ones? Did I miss one? Nope. Okay. So let's go back out and back in. I want to take a look. It was this one right here. So let's go ahead and add that to the cheat table. Add this to the address list. And we see here F4. And we got in memory on our clipboard the 7C. So let's F4 minus 7C again. So F4 minus 7C, which is our ether address. The distance is 78. So we're just going to paste again that ether address, and we're going to put plus 78, and this will be our Phoenix Downs. And take a look. We can go change both these, all of these to 99. Oops. Okay. Go back out, back in. Take a look. Everything 99. And who knows what else you can find. You know, go in here and play with some of these values. Now, some games, and I think this one included, you got to, you know, hit a flag before it registers it in your inventory. So even changing the value of a certain item may not bring it to your inventory. Hey, but it's certainly worth a try. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, go back to memory dump. You see a lot of these zeros. Go put some values in there and see. Go back out and back in and see if it changes something. See if it brings an item into your inventory. You don't know. But a lot of times these are flag activated, so probably not until you actually get it or know where the flag is. So keep that in mind, okay? But I just wanted to show you that right quick. It's something fun you can do with items. It's good to go play around with these things, and that's what that's what you should do in all these games. Like I say, you do risk crashing your game when you do these things, so keep that in mind. So save often, save your cheat table often, save your game often, just to be on the safe side, so you don't lose anything. But that's what I wanted to show you in regards to that. I want to thank you all so much for coming out and supporting Cheat the Game, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm enjoying doing it. It's like I say, it's one of my favorite games, and I want to continue on with it. I promise we will get into intermediate stuff, and we're also going to get into some more advanced stuff. So just come along with me for the ride, and like I say, as I go through the game, we'll find more and more stuff to add to our cheat table, and at the very end, we'll make a cheat table. And if we want to, we may make a trainer. I don't know. If we keep these addresses, I doubt I'll be able to make a trainer for it, but who knows? We'll see how it happens. But for now, we're going to keep this as a cheat table, and I'll make sure that it is available for download later, so you can take a look at it. I just want to get a few more things on it, and then I'll put it up for download. Alright, well, like I say, I hope each and every one of you has a very happy and safe New Year. If you go out partying and drinking, make sure that you do it safely. I don't want anybody hurt. I want you to keep coming here, supporting Cheat the Game, keep on hacking, and keep expanding your knowledge. I want you, all you guys, to come back and start teaching me stuff, alright? That's what I look forward to seeing. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. You all take care. Keep on hacking. Most importantly, please enjoy yourself. That's really what it's all about. You cheat the game, fellas, because believe me, it doesn't mind cheating you. You all take care now.